let's consider logarithms. Okay, so logs are something that a lot of students are struggling with. However, it's actually not that difficult if we kind of step a little bit back. So let's have a look. P is a positive constant. What do they mean actually when they are saying that? Positive, we know, not negative, isn't it? And then constant basically means a number. So P is a number that is a positive value. That's all what they mean. Use the laws of logs to rewrite the expression. So I very often say, if let's open our tables where we have those formulas. So sorry, I passed that. So page 21, here we have all the formulas that has to do with powers, indices, and then we have all these formulas that has to do with logs. Now, what I am always saying that very often the way we use these formulas to replace something that is written in one way and we write it in a different manner. Okay, that's really what those formulas are about, because these formulas mean, let's have a bit of closer look, what it means, for example, that if you have something written in this form, equal sign means it is the same, you can write it in this second form. Sorry, I realized my arrow wasn't showing. So I'm saying if something is written in this form, equal can be written in this other form. Yeah, that's what it means, because that's what equal sign means. Okay, so let's have a look what we have to do. Now, they are giving us a specific form. So what does that mean? This is where I am going to end up, and then with a specific condition. But first of all, I'm saying, what can I do here? What can I do with these powers that I am having here? So what do I have? I have two things in bracket that I multiply, and then I have power on the outside. So I'm saying, where is the formula that tells me what to do when two numbers are multiplied in the bracket, and then there is a power on the outside? So that's the formula that we actually here is applicable, that we are going to use. So this formula is telling us that when you have a bracket, and which we do, my first value is e to the power of 3. So that means that on this side of the equation, instead of a, I'm going to have e to the power of 3. That's what we're going to have, isn't it? And then the next one is not b, but is p. So that's what I'm going to have, p. And then my power here is 5. So this value here, p, is 5. So 5. So that means here I am going to have 5, and here I am going to have 5. Okay? Let's remove that now and see how it changed. So as you can see, the way it is changed is that each of those elements, so I had this value, so now this value is taken to that power, and then I had a second number, and that second number is taken to that power. Okay, so let's write that out. Now, I change usually ln to log of e. The reason why I do that, because all the formulas in your table that has to do with logs have a specific base, all of them, and then product identify. So it is easier to apply formulas in this form. So that means what I have inside is e to the power of 3 that is taken to the power of 5 multiply by p to the power of 5. So I'm saying, can I do something about these powers here? Again, I go back to the table, I look for the appropriate formula. And yes, we do have a formula that tells us what to do here. This is that third formula from the top. So again, let's take that formula and let's apply it. So what we have in our bracket, our value of a, that's e. So that's where I'm having e here, and that means a is e. So that will be here. Then this one here is 3, value of p. So that means I'm going to have 3 on the other side. And then 5 is my value outside of brackets. So q is 5. That means q is 5. Now, when I have letters like that beside each other, what do we have? A multiplication sign, isn't it? Now, let's remove that. And that's what we have. So when you have a number that is taken to power and then again to power, basically the powers are multiplied. That's what it means. So we are saying log of e, and we are having e to the power of 15 multiply by p to the power of 5. Okay, so we've done some changes, but here we need to have not just one thing, but two. So I'm saying, okay, now let's deal with the log. Can I find the formula that reflects that situation? Where here, where is my product, I have two elements that are multiplied by each other. So I'm going back to my tables and I'm saying, look at that. Actually, the first formula is telling me what to do. So I'm looking at that first formula, and this first formula is saying that you take that first element and it becomes a product here, yeah? And then you take the second element and it becomes product here. So that means I will take that and that will become my first product with the base being the same A. My base is E. So I'm saying log with the base E. So I'm taking the first value, which is E to the power of 15, plus, again, log of E, and then Y. And Y is P to the power of 5. Now, what happened here? So let's pause for a moment and understand. So here we have that C and D, so this value here and this value in front of ln belong to Z. What does that mean? Again, if we don't remember, in our table, page 23, where is it? There it is. Page 23 in our table, here we have sets. And Z are what? Whole numbers, no fraction, positive, negative. So that means that is a whole number, not log E of E15. However, all of that is actually a number, isn't it? Because E is not just a letter. It's actually a number. There is a value hidden beside it, behind it. So if we're going to put all of that in my calculator, we are going to get a value of 15. So first part done, plus, then I have the number here, because we know we can exchange log E to ln, so that's perfect. We have that. We have P, that's perfect. So we have that, that's agree. We have that, that's agree. The problem is we have power here, they don't. And they have a number in front of the log, we don't. So we are saying, can we write that in a different manner? So again, what do? We go to the table and we look for the appropriate formula that reflects my situation. So we have our product have power. So this formula, the third formula from the top, that part is reflecting our situation. Our situation here is that I have log of E, isn't it? So I'm going to have E here on this side. And then my P here, so that is my P, my X will be P. And then I have that power of 5. So that power of 5, what happened with it goes here in front of the log. So I can change that and put 5 in front. I can change log of E back to ln and then have P. And there it is. We have created the change by using the formulas. We didn't find a value. We just wrote the same expression in a different manner. That's how we use those formulas.